My name is Darrell Pinto. I currently work in the nonprofit sector and have worked prior to that for 30 years in the for-profit sector. Very early in my career, I was focused on exactly that, my career. The inflection point came maybe 10 years ago. I started to do more volunteering in my community, and what I ended up experiencing was a lot more joy from the volunteer activities than from my corporate work. I think it resonates with my own lived experience. I came to Canada as a young student, international student, and it took me a while to feel like I belonged to this country. I always felt like an outsider looking in, and I think that genesis story is what really brings joy to my work today. Newcomers, refugees coming to this country, they also take a bit of time to acclimate and feel like they belong, and being a catalyst as part of their journey is bringing joy to me because it resonates with my own lived experience. 2 years ago, I made the switch over to Jumpstart Refugee Talent, doing what I love doing. Oddly enough, I'm actually working more hours at my nonprofit than I was in the corporate world, but I don't feel exhausted at all. What you are going to see here today is employers who are in hiring mode. This is a hiring event, not a job fair. Refugee clients have applied for these roles, and they've been selected based on the strength of their applications. And what we're hoping to see, as we've seen in previous hiring events, 50 to 90% of them will be getting successful outcomes. So either jobs on the spot or they'll be passed through to second round interviews. I've had a few influences over the course of my career that have nudged me towards the nonprofit world. The most important one was my aunt. When I first came to Canada as an international student, I stayed with her. And even though she didn't volunteer, she created a welcoming space for not only me, but many of my cousins and many relatives that first came to this country. And then as I entered the workforce, many individuals I thought did a brilliant job in their own small ways to make a newcomer feel like they belonged. And I think examples of all of those showed me that as an individual, I can play small parts in the people that I interact with in making them feel included and like they belong. The excuse I gave myself earlier in my career is, volunteering is just one more thing to do, and I'm so busy focused on my career. I realized in hindsight, it just could be engaging with people in my community. For example, our neighbors right across the hall from us. I mean, we ran into them randomly, and now we've had each other over for dinner a couple of times. They've become good friends. It isn't volunteering, but it is engaging with people near to us. So there's simple things we can all do in our communities to increase that joy and connection, and it helps Canada ultimately become a better country.